So why did he call the album Dark Light?
Um, we're actually supposed to be calling the album In the Nights Out of Eden. So we've got the last track of the album called like that, but then we thought that if the new album's going to be the first album to be released in the States and Australia and Canada and Japan, we don't want to go through all that satanic kind of bullshit again, talking about whether we, sacrifice babies in the woods every full moon or not. And then I wrote a song called Dark Light, and everybody, it felt for us, it's pretty poppy, it's the poppiest track probably on the album, but it felt new for us, and then we sort of like thought about what could be more simplistic and beautiful, and describing the album really well, and we thought that, Dark Light is beautiful. And my name, Valo, means light, and if you translate that straight to Finnish and back to English, it would mean that I'm a bit of a luminary. So that was one of the reasons.
Cool. Now you recorded the album in a mansion in LA.
Yes.
What was that all about?
It was like basically, we did one album in Wales at the Rockfield Studios, the album Razor Blade Romance, and then we did some mixing in LA and all that, and of course part of that was to fulfill a childhood dream, to be able to be close to sleazy idols from Sunset Strip, and then on the other hand it was because we just wanted to be away from home, and Tim Palmer, the producer, lives in LA, so we thought that if he could find a good spot, he can go back to his family every evening to concentrate on fatherly things, and then come back to the realm of rock and roll every morning at 10 o'clock.
Cool. So lots of rock and roll shenanigans?
Well, the first 2 or 3 weeks I got totally fucked up every night at the Rainbow, like these parties that lasted for ages, and that's one part of it. I like the fact that the studio was in Silver Lake, which is only like half an hour drive from the Sunset Strip, and we were basically able to be in a quiet, easygoing environment, recording them. We did like 6-day weeks and recorded for about 9 to 10 hours a day, and after that, just going for a couple of pints and getting fucked up, it was great.
Cool. How was Sunset Strip? How did it treat you?
Well, it's the same. Nothing's changed. I love LA. I love everything being so easy, and if you want a salad, you're gonna get a salad, and if you tip well, you're gonna be treated well, and that's the simplicity of it. I enjoyed the most, but. Yeah, we got, of course we went to Viper Room, Roxy, Whiskey, we hung out a bit in Silver Lake. Rainbow was, Gaz, our drummer, he did the funniest thing. We were at the Roxy checking out middle school. We got like Spinal Tap kind of show. He was trying to order 30 White Russians because for some reason he drinks all White Russians as shots. And they were saying that, no, we're not going to serve you 30. We gave you 15, and he was so pissed off, but he took them and he drank them all within a half an hour. So that's rock and roll.
Cool. Did you hang out with many celebs out there?
Actually, the funniest thing was that we got an invite to go to Jenna Jameson's birthday party at a club filled with all the porn stars and all that. But we went there, somebody had erased our name from the guest list, we couldn't get in. We were so pissed off because we could literally see to the patio where people were smoking, Ron Jeremy and everybody was there, and we're like, oh my god, it'd be such an experience. But we missed that, and the worst thing we missed was Thor. Remember Thor?
Yeah.
He was playing his first gig in ages at the Knitting Factory on Hollywood Boulevard, and we missed him by 15 minutes because we were recording the album. He played really early, like 7:20 or something like that, and that's the worst thing that's ever happened to our band. Because we made that pact that if somebody doesn't want to go to see Thor, it's definitely going to be kicked out of the band. Everybody's going to do it anyway, and then we missed it. It was such a sad moment.
I hear there was a porn video shot in the place where you recorded as well.
Yeah, but it was kind of weird that we rented the mansion for ourselves for 2 months, and paid a decent amount of money out of it anyway. You know, it's an expensive country, but they never told us that they had double booked it several times. So we had Renee Svelziger, we had Cindy Crawford, we had Nicole Kidman, all of them doing like photo shoots, and then having a full blown like a feature length Playboy shoot back. So it was kind of kooky. That was a couple of the. It was like on the second to the last day of the whole recording. It was still, you know, supposed to be backing vocals and all that. It was very, very hard to concentrate with all those, you know, silicone boobies hanging around. You know, it was funny, but at the same time, it was really annoying.
Did you get involved in the shoot?
No. It wasn't. It was more about just like pretty girls naked and in you know lingerie, just like hanging about. You know, that kind of like, you know, adult entertainment you can show on TV.
Right. Now you mixed the album at Jimi Hendrix Studios. Did the ghost of Jimmy appear at any point?
Well, I was kind of like actually laughing about it because they told us in the first place that the mansion when we recorded it was haunted, but we never had any visitations. And then going to the Electric Lady in New York, they said that that's haunted by Jimi Hendrix's ghost, you know, because he used to live upstairs. And then one night something weird happened that the whole studio was empty, and then I was, you know, walking out of the studio, nobody was there. I walked this big corridor, long corridor there, and all of a sudden, I could clearly smell hash. And I was like, there's no ventilation systems anywhere. I was like, not getting, you know, it's not, you know, nobody smoked here, because it was clear like somebody, you know, puffed something out. And then I decided that the ghost of Jimi Hendrix is a puff of smoke of hash. And so I didn't see Jimi Hendrix's ghost, but I smelled it, and I inhaled Jimi Hendrix. And it felt good.
So how would you describe the new record?
It's a hard question. That's so hard. But describe the being like a I describe it being fuck's sake, that's the hardest question ever. How would I describe it? Well, it's a nice rock album combining all the elements we've, you know, done before as a band, of course, but I'd kind of describe it as being the step David Lynch took, you know, when doing Blue Velvet, or Razorhead, then doing Blue Velvet, then doing Wild at Heart, and then all of a sudden coming up with the idea for Twin Peaks. I think that's basically the step we did. So it's a bit more like it, you know, his films, you were able to see them in special places, and all of a sudden Twin Peaks was at everybody's home. So hopefully our album's going to be the same. It's going to be the most crooked and twisted entertainment you're ever going to hear. But it's going to be on everybody's tables and everybody's computers and everybody's iPods, hopefully.
Cool. How do you think it compares to Love Now?
It's very different, you know. It could be even a bit more. It's a bit more accessible, a bit more straightforward. We were working on the idea of having really fast songs. You know, we've always had really slow ballads, a lot of them. So let's have a lot of fast stuff happening in it, and having a bit of the cult influence in it, like She's a Sanctuary kind of vibe, and big choruses, reminiscent of our days back when we recorded Razorblade Romance. So very 80s choruses, but then having the Sabbath riffs and mid sections, and so it's, you know, it's basically the same.
What ambitions do you have for the album?
Well, you know, we probably talked about that a while back, but probably the same as ever, just to be able to keep on going. You know, I just wish that we'd stay as friends within the band, and we'd be able to live a healthy and a happy life, and be able to tour as much as we want and see the whole world and meet new people and you just spread the disease. That's the idea.
Do you have favourite tracks on the record?
Well, yeah, well, I love the last track, in The Night Side of Eden. That's the prog rock thing, and which is somehow, you know, excitingly for me personally marries maybe Jane's Addiction, Pink Floyd, and Entombed, the early days, and I like that. And you know, there's a track called Killing Loneliness that's going to be the second single. I like that a lot. So for some reason, yeah, sort of like it's got the similar sort of like uplifting melancholy of My Chemical Romance's Helena. It's kind of like you can do that to it, but still kind of a bit miserable.
Cool.
Like it's like Nick Holmes from Paradise Lost with a pink hat.
So will Dark Light kill off the crazy frog?
At least Dark Light will, you know, spiritually assassinate the crazy frog, and I think that it's good that crazy frog exists, because crazy frog is like the serpents in the desert when we're like Jesus being tempted by it. But I think that it's good that it exists so people can realize how shit music can really be, because that's not even music anymore. And it's abnormal for frogs to have penises, and it's very, you know, I don't find it being decent at all that the little kids are checking out frogs' penises as a hobby.
Cool. And finally then, what's your biggest fantasy?
My biggest fantasy is to be able. Hey, well, I'm gonna be a wimpy person. I said maybe to have kids one day. That'd be lovely. Yeah, be great to have a little tiny toddler there. Yeah, that's one of my fantasies. Maybe being able to one day maybe make a bit of money to buy a ranch like Neil Young or whatever, somewhere in the countryside. I don't know which country. I was thinking of like Scotland and stuff like that. That'd be so cool. So I love Scottish people, I love English people, so I like the sense of humour and all that. It'd be great to be somewhere just in the countryside and a place to go to, and you know, and tell the toddlers fat jokes.
Any messages for Roxanne readers?
Yeah. Please, dear people, don't spend your money on the Rasmus. Spend your money on Dark Light. See you later.